Renegade Immortal Episode 135. In the previous episode, Wang Lin and Mo Lihai rode toward the capital of the Sky Demon country, only to face a fierce confrontation with a scarred warrior known as the Six-Finger Demon Sword. In a clash that shook the earth, Mo Lihai's 10-collapse fist intent met the man's demonic technique head-on. But the tension deepened when Wang Lin came face-to-face with his senior brother, Sun Dao, now gravely injured by the Lou Sword Sect. Though their paths had once diverged, Wang Lin offered him a silent gesture of goodwill before moving on toward the brewing chaos in the capital. As days passed in Mo Lihai's mansion, Wang Lin immersed himself in cultivation, refining his celestial slaughter art until the killing aura around him nearly consumed those nearby. At the end of the previous episode, he realized something was missing, despite all the lives he had taken. The true essence of slaughter still eluded him. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. Scenes from the past flashed through Wang Lin's brain. This process was very slow. Wang Lin slowly sorted through these memories as he sat quietly inside the courtyard. He revisited every moment when he had successfully used the celestial slaughter art, hoping to uncover the key behind its mysterious power. After a long time, he let out a quiet sigh. He had gone through all those memories again and again, yet no clear pattern emerged. Each time he created slaughter energy, it seemed to happen by coincidence, without any clear rule or common thread. Although, Wang Lin murmured, there was one time that stands out, when I killed Sima Yan. That day, I acted out of anger, and somehow, a strand of slaughter energy was born. For a moment, a light flashed in his eyes, but it quickly dimmed. But that doesn't make sense, he thought, because I've also formed slaughter energy when I was completely calm. There were even times it came from killing demon soldiers, but I can't tell which ones exactly. His brows furrowed as he pondered. The more he thought, the less certain he became. Cultivating the celestial slaughter art was one of the main reasons he had come to the demon spirit land. He had learned this spell to prepare for his eventual confrontation with Tuo Sen, a powerful being whose strength far surpassed most cultivators. Now that he possessed the blood soul pills, his chances of survival had greatly improved. But those pills were limited, and his true hope still lay in mastering the celestial slaughter art. I've already cultivated this art for several years, he thought. Creating the first strand of slaughter energy was only the beginning, the first stage. But to truly master it, the difficulty is far too great. He felt that the technique itself contained hidden mysteries, secrets buried too deep for him to grasp. Extending his right hand, he summoned faint traces of gray energy, 5 strands of slaughter energy slowly moving between his fingers. Only 5 strands, he whispered. Even if I count the one sealing Yao Shishui, there are only 6 in total. Wang Lin sighed again. He still couldn't see through the core of the celestial slaughter art. No matter how he reasoned, no matter how many theories he formed, none of them could explain how slaughter energy was truly created. It seems I'll have to rely on endless tests and deductions if I want to uncover its secrets, he decided. His eyes grew cold, and a faint killing intent flickered within them. He extended his divine sense outward, locating the 2 sergeants who were assigned to watch over him from behind a fake mountain. The 2 men were terrified of him, still haunted by memories of the deadly spell he had used earlier. They didn't dare to approach too closely and simply guarded the entrance to his courtyard. Moments later, after receiving his divine message, the 2 soldiers entered. They stood 3 feet away and bowed respectfully. Greetings, Vice General Wang. I'm going out, Wang Lin said calmly. You 2 will lead the way. The men exchanged startled looks but quickly obeyed. As Wang Lin stepped forward, one of them hesitated and asked carefully, Vice General Wang, should we prepare a warhorse? No need, he replied. In a flash, his figure disappeared beyond the fake mountain and left the courtyard. The 3 of them exited the Mo mansion. It was located at the eastern edge of Hong City, a quiet district far from the main streets. Wang Lin walked slowly, his steps unhurried, his gaze drifting over the sights around him. As they reached the main road, the sound of life returned, vendors shouting, people laughing, and the clamor of footsteps. Shops lined both sides of the street, and a sparkling river ran nearby. It was a bustling and colorful scene. Men and women passed by in open, cheerful clothing. The women of the demon spirit land dressed freely and brightly, their vibrant attire revealing much of their skin. The liveliness of it all created a strange sense of calm in Wang Lin's heart, easing the tension that had filled him these past few days. He wandered as if he were immortal, suppressing his celestial energy until it seemed to vanish completely. He stopped now and then to glance into shops, sometimes stepping inside for a brief moment before moving on. To the casual observer, he looked like any other traveler exploring the city. His features were not striking, yet his composure and aura gave him a quiet, refined temperament. Because of this, several women passing by cast curious glances at him. Dressed in a simple white robe, Wang Lin appeared like a wandering scholar, calm and distant. The two sergeants following him merely looked like ordinary guards. But even so, Wang Lin carried an invisible weight that separated him from everyone around him. No matter how natural he tried to appear, he could not truly blend in. A faint melancholy surrounded him, like a silent shadow. All around, he saw pairs of men and women talking and laughing together, their joy a sharp contrast to his solitude. He seemed alone in a world full of noise. As he walked among the crowd, the sounds around him, chatter, footsteps, laughter, faded into the background, as though they belonged to another world entirely. The people before him, the couples holding hands, seemed to exist in another time and space, far from his reality. A deep, indescribable feeling welled up within his heart. He stopped and sighed softly. The road ahead stretched long and endless, yet he suddenly felt no desire to continue walking. The sun began to set, painting the river and rooftops in warm shades of orange. Just as he was about to turn away, a faint sound reached his ears, the sound of a zither. Slow and sorrowful, carrying a hint of sadness that resonated perfectly with his heart. He froze, listening. The music seemed to speak directly to his soul. He followed the sound until he stood beside the inner river of Sky Demon City. Several boats drifted gently along the water, and from one of them came the music. Standing silently on the riverbank, Wang Lin gazed toward the source. On that boat sat a woman, her back turned to him as her fingers danced across the strings of a zither. Her figure, like her music, carried a quiet loneliness. Around her were several young men and women laughing and drinking, their joy clashing harshly with the mournful notes of her song. Wang Lin's gaze remained fixed on her back. The melody echoed in his heart, stirring something long buried, memories of the tranquil valley on planet Suzaku, where he had once lived peacefully with Li Muwan. Wan Er's zither music, he could almost hear it again, the same gentle melancholy hidden beneath its beauty. Back then, he hadn't understood that faint sadness within her notes. Only now did he realize what that feeling truly meant. Since the day she left, Wang Lin had never again heard that melody. And now, hearing it once more, his heart began to ache. Back then, his feelings for Li Muwan had been mixed with responsibility and guilt. He had been moved by her devotion. But it wasn't love. Yet after she was gone, her image returned to him again and again, until her absence became a constant wound in his heart. He remembered her eyes when they first met, filled with fear and innocence. The memory resurfaced like ripples spreading through still water, painful and unending. Even though the zither music before him wasn't truly Li Muwan's, it felt real. He could almost see her walking out from the void, softly stepping toward him, her presence filling his heart once more. He remembered their days together in the valley, their quiet evenings watching the sunset, the peace they shared before dawn. Those memories were both warm and unbearable. It is always after one loses something that they learn how precious it truly was. And once parted, the desire to return becomes an endless yearning. As years passed since her departure, Wang Lin's thoughts of Li Muwan only deepened. Her presence was carved into his soul, an imprint that would never fade, even if time itself ended. The sky darkened, and before night fully fell, a faint starlight shimmered above. In this strange demon spirit land, no one questioned where the light or the moon came from. What mattered was that under this starlight, with the sound of the zither echoing softly, The memories buried deep within Wang Lin's heart began to surface. The music and starlight together awakened a feeling he had long sealed away, a loneliness so deep it seemed eternal. As the melody began to fade, Wang Lin lifted his hand and touched the space between his eyebrows, where the heaven-defying bead rested. In a voice filled with quiet sorrow, he whispered, "Wan we meet once more. This is my promise to you." The boat slowly drifted down the river, and the woman's silhouette disappeared into the growing night. Just before the final note faded, she seemed to sense something. She turned her head toward the riverside, her eyes searching the shadows. But it was too dark to see. Still, in that darkness, it felt as though she glimpsed a lonely figure walking away into the distance. A soft sigh escaped her lips. Her fingers returned to the strings, and the sorrowful melody rose once again, shattering the laughter of those nearby. She sat at the bow of the boat, her face calm, her eyes empty of light. In that moment, she was like a lotus blooming in the dark waters, beautiful, but unseen, unnoticed by the world. The zither music still echoed throughout the area, but no one was seriously listening. Even if there was someone listening seriously, she couldn't see. In this episode, we saw Wang Lin struggling to uncover the mystery behind the celestial slaughter art. No matter how deeply he searched his memories, he couldn't find the true key to creating slaughter energy. Feeling lost, he left his courtyard and wandered through the lively streets of Hong City, blending in among mortals. Yet, even surrounded by laughter and color, Wang Lin felt a deep loneliness inside. Then, the gentle sound of a zither reached his ears, a melody filled with sorrow that stirred memories of Li Muwan, the woman he once loved. The music carried him back to the peaceful days they shared and reminded him of the promise he made to her. As the night fell and the boat drifted away, Wang Lin stood alone by the river, lost in longing and silence. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Renegade Immortal. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive the latest updates on Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.